And 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A partly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester, where we're looking at, it's not so brilliant sunshine right now. Started the morning off with just absolutely gorgeous weather. Finished it off yesterday afternoon with a very pretty day. Overnight, quiet, not a whole lot of activity going on. The fortunate thing with a lot of our weather is we have not been looking at some strong gusty winds out there. Now, it is going to change just a little bit as we go into the weekend. Winds are going to be picking up, and temperatures eventually, especially the second half of the weekend, will be dropping down a little bit cooler than what we have been getting. But right now, we started the morning off well into the 30s at a number of locations all across the state of Michigan. If there were any 20s, it was down, strange as it may seem, in the Ann Arbor area. Ann Arbor, Saline, a couple other locations in southeast Michigan where the land kind of dips down just a little bit. That's where the very chilly temperatures started, but very chilly, 28, 27 degrees. That's how it started there. We had a lot of temperatures in that low to mid 30s all across the remainder of the state. Matthew, right now, what are we looking at on the thermometer?
Well, over at the airport, it's cloudy at 46. Over in Midland, it's also cloudy at 46. Here at Radio Center, it's partly sunny at 48. We have south winds at 10 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 29.76, and it's falling.
And as we continue to work our way up through the remainder of the day, we are going to be looking at those temperatures peaking up at least right around 55, 56 degrees. If it makes it up to 57, which is what it very possibly could be a little bit later this afternoon, that's going to make it 20 degrees above average because we should be at 37 in the afternoon and 25 at night. We're going to be a good 20 degrees warmer, or I should say 10 degrees warmer than at least than what we should be. We're going to be dropping down only to 46 for a low tonight, and what's average is 25. So, yeah, that's 20 degrees above normal tonight. Clouds are going to be on the increase as we go through the remainder of the day. That's simply because there is a frontal system that eventually is going to work its way into the west side of the lower peninsula. And as we go through the day tomorrow, it is going to be sliding through. It'll work its way through later on in the day, tomorrow afternoon. So what that means for us is obviously a chance of some precipitation, and it'll all be rain if we get anything at all. The interesting thing about it, though, is all those long-range forecasts the beginning of the week, it indicated that we were in line for some pretty heavy rain because this system is actually the system that moved into the Pacific Northwest and gave them, in some cases, more than a foot of rain over a 24 to 36 hour period. But as it has moved across the continental United States, it's thinned out a little bit. It's dried down a little bit. It'll pick up some intensity because it is going to be drafting some Gulf of Mexico air. So that is going to lend itself toward rain shower activity. But as we work our way through the day tomorrow, it's going to split. We're going to see some precipitation over in Wisconsin. That will be moving up through the upper peninsula and maybe catch the northwestern corner of the lower peninsula. It's going to be all rain, but it's not going to hit us. And then the other part of the split, that's the one that we had been talking about a little bit earlier this week, where we anticipated a low pressure system to be moving through the Ohio River Basin. And that system will deliver a substantial amount of rain for Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, down into Kentucky, and very possibly in Tennessee. And all of that is going to be moving off toward the East Coast. So we're going to be in between the two. So the chances of precipitation are still going to be there, but the amount of precipitation and the coverage of the precipitation is not going to be nearly as much as what some forecasters had thought it was going to be. So 57 degrees, not out of the question for this afternoon. I think 55 is a lot more reasonable. Clouds will be increasing as we go through the day. The wind speeds will be picking up a little bit as we go through the day as well, gusting up to right around 25 out of the south later this afternoon. Now, tonight with a low of 46, sun will set at 5 o'clock, rise tomorrow morning at 7:57. We're going to be looking again at a south wind. It'll pick up a little bit in intensity, 30 miles per hour after midnight tonight and the early morning hours tomorrow morning. Now, tomorrow we'll start off with clouds, shower activity scattered as the front system will be moving through tomorrow afternoon. 58 is our projected high for the day tomorrow. We're not going to be breaking any records, but we'll come fairly close. The record high in this date is 62, and that was set back in 1966. So I don't think we're going to touch that one. The wind is going to be out of the southwest during the morning hours tomorrow morning, gusting up to about 35 miles per hour. But later in the day, the wind speeds will be dying down. The temperature also will be dropping a little bit. Our high temperature for the day tomorrow will be in the morning hours. We'll drop down to about 35 for a low tomorrow night. Still a chance of a widely scattered shower, west wind, and it'll be dropping down only to about 7 or 8 miles per hour by Saturday night. There will be a chance of a flurry or two after midnight on Saturday night. The morning hours Sunday look to be clouds, some spotty rain shower, but very isolated, maybe a mix of some snow thrown in there. But our high on Sunday will be 39 with a northwest wind around 10 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy skies becoming partly cloudy on Sunday night, 28 for a low. Then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, temperatures for the most part will be hovering in that upper 30 to low 40 degree range. And the probability of precipitation is not much at all during that period of time. Long range outlook to take us all the way through the 21st of the month, above average on the temperatures, below normal on the moisture. Incidentally, the coldest ever, December the 8th, 1976. 18 was our high, 0 was our low. That is the record low on this date. The warmest ever was back in 1946. 61 was our high, 49 was our low. And the record amount of snow on this date, set back in 1977, was 4.5 inches. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, Matthew, who do we have?
Up next, we have Cody Harris from Star of the West and Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
But first of all, we want to remind you, the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Thinking about 2024, Mr. Farmer? Well, yesterday we were at the meeting over at the research farm, and there were a lot of farmers that were there, and that's all they were talking about was 2024, because there's nothing much you can do about 23. 24, it's planting season right now. And now's a very good time to be talking to the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. Not only what your needs are anticipated as far as fertilizer is concerned for next year, but also remember, they are a Dairyland seed dealer. So get a hold of those folks today and get all your ducks in a row, okay? Freeland Bean and Grain, serving you since 1983. Where serving you is their business. We say good morning to Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. Gary, how we doing today?
It's actually Cody.
Oh, Cody today. Cody.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
Hey, not too bad. Well, I don't know if there's something to say here because Cody's doing it for Gary. Does that mean we're scrambling or you pushed them out because the markets were so good?
A little bit of both on that end. We got a report day today, so maybe you got a little nervous there and let me handle it. But we got a report day Friday. Got a mixed bag, actually kind of opposite of what we've seen most of the week. Corn and soybeans are actually in the positive. Wheat's actually down for the first day this week. More or less, like I said, we got a report coming out, USDA November WASDE report coming out at noon. It's not typically a big market mover. There's kind of rare changes to the U.S. grain and soy balance sheet. But most eyes are definitely going to be on South America corn and soy production. Diving into it right now, currently we got cash wheat that's down 5.92 on the white, 5.07 on the red. New crop 24 wheat that's down 3, 6.45 on the white, 5.65 on the red. And looking over at corn, cash corn is up 2 at $4 even. New crop 24 corn that's up 1 at $4.49. Looking over at soybeans, cash soybeans are up 9 at $12.26, and new crop 24 soybeans are up 8 at $12.03.
Well, some of the commodities had a pretty good week. Others just kind of hanging by the seat of their pants. Any particular reason why, Cody?
Well, more or less, like you said, kind of the corn and beans definitely seem to be hanging on by the seat of their pants this week. It's more or less watching South American weather, beneficial weather, kind of moving throughout Brazil. They're getting kind of some much needed rains, especially in that kind of drought region that we've kind of been watching for the last probably month or so in that northern Brazil region. And then in Argentina, they've been wet and weather's been mostly good, and they're actually getting a little break, getting some dry weather. So it's been beneficial weather as far as that's concerned down there in South America, which is definitely putting some pressure on corn and soybeans. But earlier this week, the main driver was definitely demand in wheat. China, I believe they reached out, or China bought about 37 million bushels of soft red wheat this past week. That really got the market going. That's kind of what's going on here today while we're taking a step back, because we haven't seen any purchases from China over the past 2 days. So that's kind of what's been going on and driving it this week.
And again, we've got that report coming out at noon.
Yeah, report at noon. Like I said, most eyes are going to be on South America production. I think right now, some of the guys I talked to, they're thinking that their Brazilian soy production might get cut by maybe less than 3 million metric tons, but it'd still be a record large crop at around 160 million metric tons. But then kind of looking at Brazil's corn production, that's kind of the question mark. From the October estimate from USDA was at about 129 million metric tons, but yesterday CONAB, which is basically the South America or Brazil, I guess equivalent to the USDA, they cut corn production to just 118.5 million metric tons. So that's definitely the number to keep an eye on as we kind of look or get closer to noon today and see what happens.
It sure is. Cody, you take care. Have a nice weekend, okay?
Hey, you as well, guys. Thank you.
You bet. Cody Harris over at Star of the West. Over to Doug Klein. We go from Oppenheimer. Market report brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline. The new Ram commercial truck inventory is moving in at Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth. The 2023 heavy duties are still coming in, and the 2024 1500s are arriving. So if you're in the market for a new Ram 1500, a Ram heavy duty pickup, ProMaster van, or Ram commercial truck, and you want to buy with confidence from a business-linked dealer that knows what customer satisfaction truly is, it is time to go to Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth, where Family and Service sells cars, and by Thumb Bank, serving the needs of agriculture for well over 125 years, now with 13 locations throughout the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay region. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. Doug Klein, good morning.
Well, good morning.
It's Friday.
It is.
So we can take a breather.
Yeah, you can probably take a breather. It's pretty calm today. Let's see. The U of M survey came out, and most economists are expecting a soft landing. Inflation very, very under control. Payroll numbers came out. The payrolls rose 199,000 for the period, and unemployment rate fell to 3.7. So, not terrible. The market started out sort of down today, but rallied. The S&P actually hit a high for the 1 year, still about 200 points off the high for the 2 years. Back in 21 was the last time it hit an all-time high. So we're getting there. It's close to the end of the year, so there probably maybe won't be any big sell-off. Hopefully, knock on wood, cross your fingers. What else? Crude oil, like I said, had a 6-month low yesterday, but bounced back today. I'm sure the Saudis had something to do with that. The dollar's up a little bit, so precious metals giving back a little bit, down about 1.5% thereabouts. So.
Oh, and Christmas tree futures are up this year.
Yeah, I'm sure of that.
I had a chance to talk to a few people, and of course we have a couple of really nice Christmas tree lots here in the Great Lakes Bay region, and all of them are either sold out for the season
no kidding.
or very close to it.
Just like that.
Well, the nice thing about it is the growers got a pretty good handle on how many trees they can sell, because they want to have trees for next year.
Sure.
And back, I don't know how many years ago, it's been several years ago, Christmas tree planting was down because the trend was away from the live tree. But now those trends are just heading in the other direction. So our guys did pretty good.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So it's beginning to smell a lot like Christmas. Other than my burning wallet.
Oh, well. Here's your numbers. The March corn is $4.90, up 2 cents. July corn $5.09.5, up 1.5. The March soybeans $13.39 3/4, up 9.5. July soybeans $13.59.5, up 9 cents. The March wheat is $6.37 3/4, down 4.5, and July wheat is $6.49, down 4 cents. Like I said, crude oil bounced back a little bit for no good reason except the dead cat bounce, I'm hoping. So 71.28 on crude, up $1.69. Heating oil is $2.58.5. That's up 3.5 cents. Gasoline is $2.05. That's up about a nickel, and still should get us towards $2.70, but I'm doubting it. Natural gas is $2.55.5. That's down 3 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar. U.S. dollar buys $1.35.96 Canadian. That's up 2 ticks. The dollar buys 144.75 yen, up 63 ticks. The euro's at 107.48, down 44 ticks. And the dollar's at 104.06, up 52 ticks. Gold is at $2,005, I should say, down $25. Silver's $24.43, down 30 cents. And platinum's at $921.30, up $9.30.
All right. You have a nice weekend.
Thanks. Yep, you too.
All righty. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Well, we've got him on the phone. Matthew, why don't we slide over to say hello to Kim Weiss, right?
Yep.
All
Mr.
right.
Kim, how are you doing today?
Good, Matthew and Terry. Hey, we're December 8th. We're getting close to the end of the year. And I just wanted to throw out there that I've got a closeout on all zero-turn lawnmowers, and I got a good selection here yet. If you purchase some more now before the end of the year, I'll store it till spring, and it'll be delivered right before you have to start mowing lawn. I've got a good selection in the 200Z 200 series, 42-inch deck, 48-inch deck, or a 54-inch deck. They qualify for 0% for 36 months or cash rebates. I got some 400 series, which is built for the homeowner, but it's commercial specs. Qualifies for 0% for 48 months or cash rebates. And I even have some diesels with 60 and 72-inch decks. If you're looking for a big mower, they qualify for 0% for 60 months or cash rebates. Come on in and take a look at them. Let's make a deal. I'll store it to the beginning of spring, and then you can go right to mowing lawn.
And again, you're talking 0% interest on those, right?
Exactly, 0% interest. Next year's models, I've been told, and I haven't seen it written in stone yet, but I've been told 5% price increases. If you're going to need a mower for next spring, come in and see me. Let's sit down and talk about it.
Yeah.
And see if we can do something, because I tell you, you can save yourself some good money. You don't have to worry about storing it, and you'll be ready to go in the spring.
Good suggestion. How do we get a hold of you, Kim?
Give me a call at 989-754-7801. Send me an email at k.weiss@lingle1.com, or we're right alongside I-75, just south of the Milwaukee Bridge, along the Washington Road exit. Come on in and see me. Let's talk about it, and we'll see if we can get you one so you're ready to go in the spring. Fresh blades, and everything's ready to go. You just turn the key and go.
We're talking free storage there, right?
Exactly.
All right.
Yep,
Kim
that's
Weiss,
exactly right.
You take care, all righty?
You betcha, Terry. Have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Sounds good. Kim Weiss over at Lingle Equipment here in Saginaw. Who do we have up next, Matthew?
Up next, we have Joe Kramer from the Michigan Bean Commission.
Hey, Joe, how's it going this morning?
All is well, Terry. Nice weather.
Oh, beautiful weather. Good dry bean weather, wouldn't you say?
It is. When you use the word dry, you bring up the drought in Mexico, and I think if it weren't for the drought in Mexico, we'd probably have some flat, maybe soft bean prices. But their impact, the impact of that drought is really put some life in these current crop prices, especially black beans and pinto beans. And I think there's actually some interest out of the Mexican government now to look at buying some beans to help feed hungry people. So between that and our own food aid program, I think the first quarter of 2024 is going to be an exciting time for Michigan and U.S. dry bean growers.
So we've had a little pricing change to our growers?
Well, it's not something probably if you've got beans in a pool, you're probably not seeing it just yet. But I think you can rest assured that the sellers of that tonnage are doing a good job for you. I think there's just lots of opportunity for appreciation. Obviously, new crop values are not reflecting that because they won't. Right? We'll have another crop. Mexico will have another crop, and we'll be back down to our, I would say, our recent numbers, like $40 grower prices. So I do think there are some opportunities with new crop as well. Be sure you're talking to your favorite bean guy to figure out what you're going to do for 2024. And I think they've got some values to share with you.
And some guys are going to be available that we can talk to coming up on Monday.
Next week, we thank you. We kick off Monday at the Doubletree at 9 a.m. Lunch is provided, 2 RUP credits. On Tuesday, we're at the Franklin Inn in Bad Axe, same time, 9 a.m. Lunch following with RUP credits, and on Wednesday, we're over in Lakeview at McKenna's Family Restaurant, 9 a.m. start time again. So, yeah, look forward to seeing everybody next week.
Yeah, look forward to seeing you on Monday. You take care, Joe.
Thanks, Terry. Have a good weekend.
You bet. Joe Kramer with the Michigan Bean Commission. Let's slide over to Midland right now, Matthew. We've got Chuck Cervinsky from Maple Hill Nursery. Chuck, we've been talking about year-end specials. From what I understand, you got some pretty good pricing right now on that outdoor furniture that the folks can take advantage of right now.
Yeah, in our El Fresco home line, we've got some real good savings on some of our floor samples that we still have left. Most of them are 40 and 50% off, so still a little time to take advantage of some great deals on some really nice furniture.
So at this stage of the game, it's fairly safe to say that pricing for 2024 is probably going to be a little higher.
A little bit, yeah. We're not anticipating a huge increase, but there is going to be an increase. So now's the time to beat that and get a deal on something that you'd like.
Yeah. For more information, we can get a hold of you. Where are you located now, Maple Hill?
We are 1.5 miles north of the Midland Mall on the right-hand side of the road, right next to DW Auto, just north of the Monroe and Eastman intersection.
Yeah, and the weather is going to be really nice, too.
It is.
Yeah. Hours open.
We're here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturdays we're here 8 until 1, and you can get a hold of us at 989-835-4708.
Chuck Cervinsky, you have a great weekend.
You too.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. We'll be right back.
Like you, we never settle. there's more sugar, in fact, better sugar in every seed we sell. For more than a century, we put innovation to work in the service of growers who plant Crystal brand sugar beet seed. With varieties developed especially for your growing area, you can be confident your success is always our top priority. This season, and for seasons to come, choose a seed partner who shares your priorities.
This is Jeff Karst, your ACH Seeds independent sales agent. Our 2024 lineup is looking great. We have 5 new CR Plus varieties, including 2 that have been in nematode tolerance. This next generation of Crystal sugar beet varieties provides even better sugar content and the full spectrum of defensive traits you need. The field-proven advantages of the CR Plus trait continue to allow confidence of good disease control with fewer trips across the field. I look forward to hearing from you and working toward continued success. Thanks again for partnering with ACH Seeds.
ACH Seeds, growing with you.
We'll be back at 12:30 with an update, so you stick around for that. Now we conclude by playing our national anthem.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Steve Kathan. The FDA has just approved the first 2 gene therapies to help patients with sickle cell disease.